And off we go. This is our first of 2 heats for the junior men here in the Kieran event. Kendong riding on our Eve Pacer, getting things rolling off. And with the whistle, we'll get this thing going. A 4-lap event, 2 laps with the Pacer, 2 without. On deck is Heat 2 with Davies, Rackness, Hodgins, Gallagher, and Pratis. 3 will qualify up into the major final out of both of these heats, so we'll see these competitors again, depending on how they finish in their heats. Peter Gilchrist is the rider at the front of the group, having pulled the first position. Jean-Luc Gontant-Galatello is the second rider in the lineup, I believe, followed by Ian Ulrich. Henry Kaiser also in the mix here as the bike is pulled out of the way, leaving them at the 2 to go mark. They will get the bell. Again, 3 qualify for the major final. The goal is not to win, it's be at the top of this field. There's our bell, 1 to go. Qualifying in for the major final, the top 3, as Kaiser now sending the big attack down the home straight. Fellow Sport coming in to counter attack with a nice move around the right side. And top 3 will advance as they're looking around. I think they're figuring things out. Coming across the line, our first 3 here is Ulrich, then Gontant-Galatello, and Kaiser. Gilchrist will ride again in a minor final with 2 other competitors that'll be found out of this field. This is Heat 2 now. Davies, Rackness, Hodgins, Gallagher, and Pratis coming up. On deck is our scratch race for the 11 to 12-year-olds. The 11, 12-year-old scratch race is coming up. The bike's getting the signal. We're looking for 3 more to join us in a major final. The other 2 will move to the minor final. Those Kieran finals will be held after the scratch races for our 11 to 12 and 13 to 14-year-olds are completed. Pacer exiting the turn. Riders ready. Hodgins in the dark purple maroon colored kit for corner 4 racing is the rider to come up to the bike first as he draws an inside position for the lineup. Seeing 3 to go. Mo's got another turn around the track with him. Carl Pratis, the second rider in the lineup. Benjamin Rackness, third with the orange helmet. Grant Gallagher is fourth in the grouping, and our fifth rider in the group, Tyler Davies. The only out-of-towner in this particular heat. They're riding for Corner 4 Racing, another product of our junior program here. The rider at the front, Brennan Hodgins, seeing 2 to go as the bike will now exit. On deck, the 5-lap scratch race for the 11 to 12-year-old competitors is coming up here in just 2 fast laps to go. As our group's coming through, it's still Hodgins on the front, not putting a lot of pressure down on the pedals right now, looking like he's kind of cruising with the momentum given to him by the pacer. A bit of bunching behind him. This will be interesting to see who can get through into the top 3 out of the field. Again, we're looking to find who will advance. 1 to go, top 3 to the major. Side by side is Rackness and Hodgins. Hodgins appears to be watching for when Rackness might want to try to launch it and see if he can just match the speed on the inside. And they'll watch each other until that attack starts down the back straight. Hodgins out of the saddle, trying to hold on to that front position as long as he can, with Rackness on his right-hand side still in it. Again, top 3 as Davies trying to maneuver in a position to be into that grouping as well. Hodgins holding on here. A big acceleration from Pratis. Whoa! The third one in. That's close. I will wait for confirmation as Pratis found a second gear, metaphorically speaking. We're going to confirm with the photo finish here to make sure we get this right, so give us just a moment. We thought we'd have some fun here since this is our last race in the Omnium Series for our young riders, that we do some call-ups in the Omnium order. So we'll take top 3, and I'll call you up in just a moment here. So it sounds like from the photo finish, Carl Pratis barely edging out Brennan Hodgins in that sprint. So our top 3 advancing is Davies, Rackness, and Pratis. All right, stand by, here we go. We're going to be calling up our riders to the rail here, and I'm just going to do some call-ups for our top placers in the Omnium as it stands. Starting with our women competitors. In second place in the Omnium right now is Camilla. Come on up, Camilla. And our leader right now, Isabella. Come on down. Put your hands together for our 11 to 12-year-old women competitors in our standings in the Omniums. Top 3 for the 11 through 12-year-old men. In third place is Indigo Vining. In second place right now, JC Pyle. And our leader in the current Omnium, Benjamin Jurassic. Put your hands together for our Omnium leaders, and let's bring up the rest of our riders for this 11 through 12-year-old Omnium ride. Their last one to sort this out. So they got one more chance to race. We're going to let our officials get them started. On deck is the 13 to 14-year-old scratch race. That's coming up next. It's been a really treat here to be watching our young riders in the future of the sport going at it all over the past day and a half. Our youngest group joining us this morning and putting on a good show. Again, a lot of local competitors in our younger fields. So we got some familiar faces coming out and getting to see what it's like to have some national class riders coming to town. It's been fun to watch our 15 through 18-year-old kids interacting with each other, from kids across the country coming here to the Pacific Northwest, making some relationships, getting to know each other, ask probably how do you train, what's it like to race at home, what's different, comparing notes, and it's been fun to watch that interaction going on here at our track, and a real honor to host those kinds of things here in Redmond. This is all part of the track development race series that's going on this year. Our race is the third in a series known as the Junior National Track Cup. Off we go for this scratch race, a 5-lapper. There's the whistle, and the kids are racing. 5 to go, 5 to go. Our current Omnium leader for the junior men at the front for Liquid Velo. As he will actually swing up to the right-hand side and slow things down here early on in the race. And big move here from the rider from Liquid Velo coming into turn 4. Heating things up with 4 to go. JC Pyle was ready for it. Tries to get back up onto his wheel. They've been racing together throughout the day, so the familiarity here, and obviously local riders, they've also competed against each other in years previous, so JC knows to look out for this guy, and that's what he's trying to do as he's following his movements around the track. The two of them have been pretty close. In fact, we had a photo finish we'll be sharing earlier today that came down to a very small margin between these two. We had to go to the photo finish, so well matched are these two competitors as JC is getting back up to it. Every time he swings up, he just swings back down again, so he's keeping the pressure on JC. Here's our group of 5, our main field, all chasing back up to the lead 2 that have now broken away. The group just saw 3 to go. Our leader is active. Every corner looks like Jurassic taking up the right-hand side, and then he'll decide if he wants to reaccelerate or not. This time it looks like they're willing to do some rest along the rail. Treating this maybe a little bit more like a match sprint for the next 2 laps as these two are eyeing each other. 2 to go. Another acceleration from the rider from Liquid Velo, our Jerry Baker Jr. rider, trying to keep up and get back onto that rear wheel. He knows that the bell's about to be ringing. A lot of work being done here by Jurassic. He's trying to tire out JC and all the efforts here. Doing a nice job covering it. They're still together. The field starting to close down the gap a little bit. And all that infighting between the two of them. 1 to go, 1 to go. 1 to go. Bell's ringing for 1 to go, and look at this. They're still watching each other. The field's just going to kind of casually roll underneath them. Hey, what happened? We were at the front. They know how this race goes. They've been racing against each other all day long. So let's now see what happens down the back straight. Pyle leading things out. The pack is basically right on top of him as Camilo's keeping the thing pretty quick right behind him. But now the big acceleration for JC, the neon helmet at the lead. We've seen this a couple times as Jurassic's got a nice turn of speed to finish the lap. Whoa! Dang! Another quick sprint from Jurassic and a nice sprint out of the group there. It looks like Caleb going to come out of the group to get 3rd overall in that sprint. Great finish for our 13 to 14-year-old juniors. Jurassic on the outside with a nice finish, unofficially taking that one. Coming up now is our finals for the Kieran. We begin with the 15 through 18-year-old men. Kieran, I'm sorry, I'm skipping one somehow. Thank you. 13 to 14-year-old 10-lap scratch. I told him to be on deck, and I can't keep track of where the heck we are. Scratch race, come on down. On deck, we have the Kieran Minor Finals. That's going to be the three riders, Peter Gilchrist, Brennan Hodgins, and Grant Gallagher. Those three will ride first, followed by the Major Final. How about this? We'll have our leaders give a quick wave here. Our 13 to 14-year-old men Omnium leaders. First, let's go in third place for the men. Joe Spranger, give a wave. Where's Joe at? Hey, Joe. In second place is Itai Malikoff. And leading the Omnium is Isaac Jurassic. Give a quick wave. Woo! All right. Go get him. In second place for the women, we got Leah Hulslander, and in first is Mackenzie Guthrie. So that's the current standings in the Omniums as the riders roll out. We'll see how they end this race and will they'll be placed. A 10-lap scratch now underway. They're in the neutral. On deck is the Kieran Minor Final. Those three competitors in the 15 to 18-year-old men will be up first, followed by the 15 to 18-year-old men Kieran Major Final. So those six riders will be up second. Sound of the whistle, and the race is underway. A race full of some of our regional competitors. A lot of riders for the Jerry Baker Jr. team. The black and blue kit working all day long here. Black and green of Liquid Velo is also in there. It's the older of the Jurassic brothers, Isaac, near the front. He's right behind Itai. So near the front of this field looks like our riders leading the Omnium. We're going to start doing some work right away. We saw them work as a trio earlier today in the third session. So it's Malikoff, Jurassic, and Spranger, the top three in the Omnium, and there they are together. And Luca Laverde also trying to get back into this one and finds himself in a bit of a chasing position, getting back up to the lead three. Our chasing group seeing 8 to go as they come across the line. Seven to go for our leaders. Malikoff and Jurassic paired up here. Spranger in the chase now. Just a long enough race. I think it looks like Malikoff and Jurassic wanting to work together enough to maybe separate themselves out. Just have the two of them. Laverde, in the solo effort, working hard today. Coop the Troop on the front there, pulling off to the right-hand side, giving some room. So those three in the chase as well, seeing the 7 to go as they came across the time. Here is 6 laps to go for our two leaders. 6 to go. Clicking along nicely. And our leaders will overtake a group of riders and are continuing to cruise forward. So those three will join on the lap with our leaders now as they've been caught. 4 to go, 4 to go on our 10-lap scratch. Four to go, 4 to go. It's Leah Huslander pulling out of the way for the group of three. Nice work, Luca. 4 to go. 4 to go. This guy's looking pretty spiffy here, rolling along well at 3 to go. Cruising very consistently every lap around the track. As Malakoff and Jurassic. Still Spranger here on his own, trying to get back up there. 3 to go. Also in this group of three, it is Mackenzie Guthrie working alongside with Leah and Cooper. That one of our groups off the back trying to stay in this one. Luca getting caught just at the 2 to go mark, so he will join the lap with those two leaders. I think they've done their work. In fact, now they swing up to the right and they're thinking about what to do with these final couple laps. Malakoff will actually elect to continue going with it. Spranger here now crossing the finish line at 2 to go. About a half lap back from the leaders. On deck are three competitors in the Kieran Minor final. Lucas seeing an opportunity to maybe get back up with the two leaders. We'll accelerate a little bit here. 1 to go, 1 to go. Malakoff and Jurassic, the leader in the Omnium, the rider in black and green, has bested Malakoff a couple of times. But these riders have been well matched all day long, and you can see they're watching each other much like a match sprint here coming down the back straight. It'll be Jurassic making a big acceleration, and Malakoff not matching yet. He'll have to find a big turn of speed here quickly. This one might just be done and done. Look at this move from Liquid Velo. 1 to go, juniors, 1 to go. Here we go, folks. Put your hands together for our competitor for Liquid Velo. Jurassic will take it over Malakoff in a great race between those two. Luca coming in here with a hard effort all day long. Nice racing today. Joe on the lap of the leaders. He's finishing up here too. Joe Spranger coming across the line. And we still have a sprint going in this group of three, as it looks like maybe gonna have a 2-up sprint potentially coming out of the turn. The white helmet finding some acceleration. Cooper Bunn finding a little bit of speed here. Oh, and the sisters batting it out too. Whoa, neck and neck as the two of them will compete right to the line. Take us just a sec here. We're going to be pulling up our minor final shortly of Gilchrist, Hodgins, and Gallagher. Getting our moto set to go. The E-Pace bike going to go around to the backside and get ready to start this thing off. Again, thanks for joining us here for our final session of the Junior National Track Cup. A really unique opportunity. It's been real fun to watch this thing all weekend long and meeting some young riders from the other coast and all sorts of locations coming into town. We saw a track record broken by one of our juniors, and it's not a junior track record. It's a women's flying 200 meter was broken this weekend, so that's pretty exciting. Kayla Hankins coming here from Phoenix, Arizona to break that record on Friday. On track now, down towards the sprinter's lane. Peter Gilchrist. In the middle is Brennan Hodgins, and on the outside, Grant Gallagher. Pacer exiting the turn. Riders ready. It's Gilchrist that takes that first position as he draws number 1 out of the bag in the inside lane. Second rider in the lineup is Brennan Hodgins. The third, Grant Gallagher, based on, again, the pull out of the bag for their position to start the race. On deck is the major final for the Keirin 15 to 18-year-old men, followed by the 15 to 18-year-old women Keirin major final. One more lap with the bike. Getting us up to speed. 3 to go. Moto pulls out of the way. The riders fan across the track. They do not need to stay in the same position now that the moto has left the race surface, so they can race it however they like. Ends up with Grant Gallagher finding the front. Got a little space behind him. He's not going to try to push it too hard yet. Keeping the sprinter's lane for himself as Gilchrist will come up to his wheel and Hodgins will mark them both. Bells ringing for 1 to go. 1 to go in this minor final. Down the back straight, it's Gilchrist in the white helmet leading things out. Up and out of the saddle, accelerating nicely. Riders all still with him. Hodgins temporarily boxing Gallagher in. He now has an opportunity to swing out to the right as well. Hodgins moving to the front of the field. And a big sprint out of him. Barely edged out in the opportunity to get into that major final, and it's Gilchrist versus Gallagher to the line. Whoa! A nice sprint between those two. My eyes want to say it was Gilchrist by a small margin, but Gallagher with a nice acceleration might have gotten it. And it's confirmed Gilchrist will go second in that finish with Gallagher just barely getting edged out. Very close sprint between those two. All right, coming on down is our major final in the Keirin. Lining up for this major final in the men's junior group here, we've got 6 great competitors, starting from the outside, working our way down. Running for the elite racing team is Tyler Davies. Inside of him, on his left side, riding for the Jerry Baker Juniors team is Henry Kaiser. Carl Pratis is in the 4th position in the lineup. Right in the middle there, riding for Velosport, is Ian Ulrich, and in the second lane, Jean-Luc Contant-Galatello, and on the very inside, competing also for the Jerry Baker team, we have Ben Rackness as the first position rider. Pacer exiting the turn. Riders ready. This for the top 6 positions in the Kieran. So off they go. If you're new to watching Kieran racing, you'll notice that we have this pacer at the front that goes around 2 laps. They are in a predetermined order behind that bike. They drew it at the line, so the rider that started closest to the bottom of the track, the inside line, is the rider who takes the front. The rider who's closest to the rail takes the last position, so that's how they lined up. As soon as the bike leaves, the pacer will go off the track after 2 laps around. The riders can choose to go as fast or as slow as they would like. They can rechange their order. Until then, they must be in that lineup, and nobody can cross over the back wheel of the pacer. So keeping them all grouped up here in a certain order, and then we kind of let them go at it for 2 laps once the pacer exits at the 2 to go mark. Going quickly here, picking that group up to a top speed. Closing in on that 30-ish mile an hour speed before they exit. Getting the guys up and rolling is Rackness. He's rolling it right now. You can see the riders for Velosport, position 2 and 3, are looking over the right shoulder, waiting to see if anybody else is just going to go make a big jump all of a sudden. Nobody taking the bait here, as it's Ulrich in the second wheel. Miscalled that earlier. Jean-Luc is the 3rd rider in the lineup. They both are waiting for something to occur. Ulrich now finds himself at the front, and the speed has been mostly lost following the acceleration on the pacer. At 1 to go. Ulrich still looking over his shoulder. Our winner in the Endurance Omnium yesterday is trying to put on a show here in what is considered a sprinter's event. Tyler Davies finds a window. Jean-Luc Galatello is also right there with him. Tyler Davies, though, this is an event he likes to get. He's moving in and out. He's weaving out from the front of the field. Here he comes, our rider from BC coming down. He's feeling good about that one. Some nice maneuverability in the middle of the group, and he finds his way to the front of the field. Tyler Davies, representing British Columbia, the San Diego duo, not able to nip it from him in an exciting race for our junior men. He wants to come around and say hi one more time, our top 3 in the Kieran, because some great racing there. And what was an exciting, fast speed event. Let's put our hands together for our finishers here, our top 3 in the men's Kieran. Junior man with a great showing for us today. Our women competitors coming on down for their Kieran Major Final. Making sure their positions are drawn. They're up next. Following this women's Kieran Final, we will bring up the 11 to 14-year-olds for the Marymore Crawl, a fun novelty race that we like to do around here. I'll talk more about it as we get into that race following the women's Kieran Major Final. Beverage Garden is open if you want to come and hang out with us. We're selling beverages from Mac and Jack's Brewery, Orris Winery, Locust Ciders. You just have to go within the yellow fenced area, and you can watch some great racing, get a front row seat, enjoy a beverage, and hang out with us today. Proceeds from those purchases go back towards supporting our racing programs here at the track. See our riders drawing position now and starting to work their way out onto the starting line here. In this women's final, we have 7 riders starting from that outside lane again. Closest to the rail is Rena Placer. In the 6th lane position, McKenna McKee. 5th position now, Maya Duncan. In the 4th lane, Kayla Hankins. 3rd lane, Katie Gibson. 2nd lane, Paige Ziska. And on the inside, Kelly Darlene. There are riders in this major final for the Kieran. Our junior women about ready to get started as the bike gets the signal to head out. If you're enjoying anything you're seeing here today, don't be afraid to come back again. We do this all summer long on Friday nights on 7 p.m. You can count on that. Next weekend is actually our kickoff event. Saturday racing also, so check that out next week, our kickoff. Exiting the turn, riders ready. So it'll be Darlene on that inside lane that has to take the first spot here. A little overzealous on the start, but we'll get it reset. It looks like it's okay to go. Three to go. The rider that drove the first position in this is also our Omni winner from yesterday, Kelly Darlene. So she'll see how she can do here in this Kieran event. Northwest Cycling Club representing a couple riders in this field. 2 lined up right behind her. Traveling here from Texas and competing. Ziska right in that second wheel position. In fact, of any of our fields, this one representing more different locations than any of our other fields, as every rider is from somewhere different practically. So a great diverse set of competitors joining us here today. And still, as the bike leaves, Kelly Darlene at the front, everybody else fanning out behind her, waiting for their opportunity to strike. It's a tough place being at the front here, but Darlene thinks that she can use this to her advantage as she hasn't left that front position yet. She continues to push the pace. Feeling pretty comfortable at the front. That's where she's made most of her attacks from. 1 to go. The bell is ringing. Time's closing down. 400 meters left on this thing. It's Darlene still at the front with Ziska in second wheel position. Gibson starting to accelerate out of that 3rd spot. Nothing too big yet. And now the big speed from the back part of the track of this group here. It's going to be McKee in the blue kit, a Portland competitor coming up to show us how this thing is done. And our record setter in the 200 meter, it's Hankins for Lux with a big move here. McKee, Hankins, McKee. Whoa! I want to give it to the rider on the inside. What an exciting sprint for those two. I think it's going to go McKee, Hankins, and Darlene, I believe. Wow. Getting the official call here to make sure I get it right. It will be McKee, Hankins, Darlene as the top 3 coming in officially. So exciting race for our women's Kieran final. (11 to 14-year-olds). Time for the crawl. Take a lap. We'll see you over there in the 4th corner along the rail. 11 to 14-year-olds for the Marymore Crawl. We're not upset about it, our friends across the Atlantic that made the mistake of not attributing it to us. We're a little sour about it, but this got known across the world as the longest lap when London did it. We've been doing the Marymore Crawl here for years. It started off as a race that we invented a long time ago. They adapted it and have seen it raced internationally in the last few years, again known as the longest lap. It's a fitting name because it is a 1-lap race with a big, long setup. The Marymore Crawl, we start with a nice, long, undetermined, at least for the riders, they don't know how long it'll be, an undetermined amount of time where they have to stay behind the finish line. They cannot rest on any other rider, put their foot down. They cannot lean on something. They have to use their own power to stay upright and behind the finish line at all times. They also can't go underneath the blue band on the inside of the track until the bell rings. At that point, it's a one-lap race. If they touch down, they lean on something, they fall off the bike, they put a foot down, whatever it is, if they do any of those things, they're eliminated. They exit the race. They're not allowed to race the one lap. So you got to survive the setup. You get through all that, then we ring the bell. They get one lap to go. Top 3 positions are getting cash prizes in the crawl today. $20 to win this race, $10 for the second place, and third will pick up $5, and that's coming in the way of our parents wanting to throw in some cash to make this a little more fun. So cash prizes in the Marymore crawl today. First, they got to survive the fun setup here. We'll see how long they have to endure. Looks like we got our timer set to go. Again, our riders have no idea how long that is. And another one of our favorite traditions here, our fans are getting themselves lined up and ready to hold the cash out over the railing to try to incentivize riders to come forward, shorten their distance to the finish line, and give some love to our young riders. They have to be a little extra athletic to grab those dollar bills hanging out over the rail. There's our whistle. The time started. They have no idea how long it will be. Some of them are already gunning for the cash. They're like, oh yeah, give me the money. JC's like, oh man. Oh, the double grab. Look at this technique. Dude, machine gun in those dollar bills. JC's a pro. Now the trick is to stay in it. One-handed Joe trying to show off the method here. The no-hand Joe stand now. Oh man. There's some pride in our juniors around here. They know that this race carries the name of our park. Oh man. There's no rules you have to give it back. Just pick up the cash and run. I feel you. The slowest they'll ever go. Luca coming up close to the line here. He sees another dollar bill. Oh man. Oh, man. It's Joe and JC near the front here. Oh, darn. Luca touches down. But he gets a buck. The big payout's the $20 to win the race. Don't forget that. Oh, hand on the rail. One Jurassic out, one left. Oh, man. It's got the dollar bill in the mouth. That line keeps getting closer, closer. And, oh, no! Are you kidding me? Wow. That was good timing. 4 riders survive. $20 to win the race. Wow. Indigo survives, I guess by luck there. The timing could not have been better. Still in the race. Now it's going down the back straight. It looks like JC leaning it out. $20 the payout. And Spranger's trying to hold on to it. Top 3 get money. Here they come. Liquid Velo. Nice attack here. Trying to pick up the $20. He'll find it. Spranger for $10 richer, and JC will find a $5 payout. Yeah, still with the dollar bill in the mouth. Indigo with style. Love it. That's why we love the race. Marymore crawl. None of this longest lap business. We're going to invite our 11 to 12-year-old competitors that were in that group to get on back over towards the podiums for our award ceremonies. We're going to start with the 11 to 12-year-olds, and then we'll move on to the 13 and 14-year-olds for some quick award ceremonies. The next race will be the 7x5 points race for the 15 through 18-year-old junior men. The 15 to 18 men points race is the next race up. That'll be after our award ceremony for our 11 to 12 and 13 to 14-year-old juniors. All right, I think I'm set to go here with our award ceremony for our 11 through 12-year-olds. We will begin with the women competitors in the Omnium standings. In the 11 to 12-year-old women Omnium, in second place is Camila Mejia. And our champion in the 11 to 12-year-old juniors Omnium, Isabella Mejia. Congratulations to our 11 through 12-year-old junior women competitors today. And now our top three in the junior men 11 through 12-year-old Omnium. In third place, riding for Jerry Baker Juniors, is Indigo Vining. In second place, also riding for Jerry Baker Juniors team, JC Pyle. And our champion in today's 11 to 12-year-old junior Omnium Liquid Velo team rider, Benjamin Jurassic. Good time for me to remind everybody that we'd ask you that our young riders stick it out for just a little longer, as we are going to try to take a big old photo at the end of it. And oh, there it is, your reminder why we'd like you to stick around, is we've got some goodies to share with y'all. So please hang out through the end of the program. We'd appreciate it. Next up, our 13 to 14-year-old women Omnium champions. In second place is riding for Jerry Baker Juniors, Mackenzie Guthrie. And our champion today, also riding for the Jerry Baker Juniors team, Leah Holslander. Now for our top three in the junior men, 13 to 14-year-old Omnium. In third place, riding for the Jerry Baker Juniors team, Joe Sprenger. In second place, also of the Jerry Baker Juniors team, Itai Malakoff. And our 13 to 14-year-old junior men Omnium champion for Team Liquid Velo, Isaac Jurassic. Next up will be the 7x5 points race for our 15 to 18-year-old men. The 35-lap event is starting now. Time to bring our riders up to the rail for their 7x5 points race. 15 to 18-year-old men to the rail, please, for the 7x5. Last call for the 7x5 points race. If you haven't caught a points race yet, this is a reminder of the way the format works. It'll be a 7x5 on this particular race, which means there's 7 sprints every 5 laps for a total of 35 in this event. On those sprint laps, the bell will ring, letting us know that on the next time they cross the line, they're going to get these points. First rider gets 5, second rider gets 3, third rider gets 2, fourth rider gets 1, 5, 3, 2, and 1 on every lap, except the last, which will actually double up and go 10, 6, 4, and 2, making the final lap the most valuable of them all. Also important to remember is in the final lap, we will break any ties. So if there's a rider with the same total number of points accumulated at that point, the tiebreaker will be their finishing position on the last sprint. Also worth mentioning, lapping the field, worth 20 points. Getting lapped by the field or the leader is, of course, a loss of 20 points. Now in the neutral, waiting for the signal to start the race out of turn 4. There's our whistle, and the racing is underway in this 35-lap event. Our next race up will be the junior women for their 25-lap 5x5, the last race of this Junior National Track Cup at Jerry Baker Memorial Velodrome. So just a couple races left, an awards ceremony or two to get through. An early and fairly aggressive attack by Billy Taylor, who's been warming up and waiting for this moment for a good majority of the day. Riding for Star Trek, and a good attack here. He'll bring Brendan Hodgins with him, as Hodgins was off the front a little bit. He'll take that wheel and join him. The rider in the blue, Billy Taylor, coming here from Manhattan to join us this weekend. And our second place finisher in the overall Endurance Omnium from yesterday. .33 to go. Short-lived attack off the front. The riders will get right back onto the field and rest up for the next opportunity. The first bell will be at 31 to go. All right, I'm certain that the competitors in this group are keeping their eye on was just at the front there, Ian Ulrich, the winner of the Endurance Omnium yesterday. Racing over 4 different races in the 2 sessions, our session 1 and 2. Coming out on top in that competition is Ian Ulrich from the Velosport team, up from San Diego. Taylor trying it again. He finds himself paired with a different rider at the front. One of our Jerry Baker Jr. riders is Carl Pratis. Will match some speed from Taylor. And now the two of them, once again, off the front. This is maybe a little closer timing to the bell. It might work out for them. As Taylor's hoping to make some chaos happen here early. Pratis working with Taylor now, coming through the turn. Bell for points, our first sprint. Bell for points, next time around. 5, 3, 2, and 1 to the leaders. Everybody's all tied up with no points yet, as we haven't had a sprint, so this will be opportunity to get the early race leaders figured out. Who's going to try to get this thing going? As Taylor's definitely been the active one in the first couple of laps. Pratis matching speed. Coming up, we got a bit of a chase, so the sprint is on. It's still Taylor at the front, hoping to find the first 5. Taylor, and it looks like Ulrich, Pratis, and Hodgins will be our first 4 to get points. Billy Taylor, our leader, with 5 points. Ian Ulrich sits in second with 3. Carl Pratis has got 2, good for third. And, of course, Brendan Hodgins, getting the 1 point, is in fourth. Those 4 riders have formed a group at 29 to go. I would say that they're off the front, but I would say they're probably more likely the pack now, as more riders are at the front of the race than there are behind them. So our chasing riders trying to get back into this include Rackness with that orange helmet, trying to bring him and a partner back up into the group. Next bell at 26 to go. Another big acceleration here at the front of the field. Ulrich leading things down the back straight currently will swing up to the right and reset and look to join in on it. Taylor is going to continue to roll with this tempo. He knows that he's about to get another bell, and our current race leader is staying at the front of this one. It's Billy Taylor getting the bell. Points next time. Points next lap for all of our riders getting the bell now. Points next lap. Only the first 4 across the line will get points, so the field, which is currently going down the back straight, is the front of the race. They're going to be the ones taking all the points. That's what it looks like. Ulrich wants to put his name up there as well. That's the rider coming out of turn 4 just now at the front of this field, and going to get his first 5 in. Whoa! Taylor finds enough speed to best Rackness for 3 points. Rackness will get the 2. Kaiser gets 1. 24 to go. We have a tie at the top between Taylor and Ulrich. Back and forth between these two all weekend, and they've got 8 points apiece. Currently sitting in a tie for third is Carl Pratis with 2 and Ben Rackness for 2, I believe. And unofficially, I got riders with 1 point is Hodgins and Kaiser. Seeing 23 to go, a couple more laps for the next bell. One of our race leaders now making another move off the front is Ulrich, going to try to break away from the group ahead of this third sprint. The group not responding immediately. Taylor now doing a little bit of work to try to catch back on. Ulrich moving it quickly here at 22 to go. He knows the bell's next time. Kaiser and Rackness now trying to chase back onto this break off the front as Ulrich is on his own, working the hard way around the track. Taylor trying to catch back on as well, as it'll be Ulrich coming into the bell first. One of our riders with 8 points going to try to set himself up ahead of the competition and pick up 5 more if he can. Bell's ringing for this third sprint. Ulrich at the front. Taylor and then Kaiser are chasing our leader down. Points next time for the first 4 to cross the line. Grant Gallagher getting caught there in the lap. He is eligible for this sprint, though, so he could be active in there if he chooses to do so. Ulrich will get the 5. Bring him up to 13. Billy Taylor coming in for 3 more for 11 points now. And a sprint for the 2. It'll go Rackness, Kaiser. Leader of the race is currently Ian Ulrich, the rider now on the home straight with 13 points. In second place is Billy Taylor with 11. He's fallen back a little bit towards that field to rest himself up. After all that effort to try to catch up to Ulrich, he says, I'll just go back into this one and rest up for the next sprint. In third place is Ben Rackness with 4 points. Following that was Kaiser with 2. And here's Ulrich now halfway up on this track ahead of the rest of the field. No reason to believe he may not be able to catch back onto the back of this field. So we're following the progress of our race leader. Now less than half a lap between him and the back end of this field. Field seeing 18 to go. Our race leader coming out onto the home straight seeing 17 now. About 150, 100 meters now, I'd say, to get up to that field, and he is really gunning for it. Might be able to do it before the next sprint at this pace if he chooses to do so. The field at about an intermediate tempo right now. They're not pushing it too hard. Field seeing 17 to go. 17 to go. And the race leader getting the bell. 16 to go for the race leader. 16 to go. Would be pretty clever here would be to just see if he can maybe go around, stay away, get the 5, then catch, get the 20, something like that. We'll see how he plays it. Big sprint here from Taylor, trying to get accelerated ahead of his bell. Currently, the field not having gotten the bell yet. Next time around for points. Bell's ringing for points for Taylor, and these 4 now. Points next time for those guys. Here comes our race leader to pick up his 5. Team Velosport rider Ian Ulrich in the lead with 18. He's about to catch the field, but they're still in a sprint for points. Looks like you'll get there. They drop a lap, but they are still in a sprint for points, so we're going to try to get 3, 2, and 1 going out this lap. This is Taylor versus Rackness for 3. Oh, Rackness might have got it. Rackness for 3. 2 points for Taylor and 1 for Kaiser. Plus 20, I believe, going to be going in the way of Ulrich here. That's where he's sitting. He's catching the lap. $12 to go as they've been caught by the leader down the lap. So we're now at 12 to go for this group of 5. That's the front of our race as Billy Taylor in second place pulls up to the right-hand side. And he's not done yet. He's got more to show as Ulrich will just go again. He might have enough laps left to try to do it a second time, pick up another bonus 20 for the fun of it. Not to make light of the athleticism on display here. This is a very fast young rider demonstrating some great strength and endurance in front of us all today as Ian Ulrich. This is going to go for it again. 11 to go. Difficult time to get away is it during a sprint, but he's going to try it. Our leader with 38 points for Velosport, unofficially that rider just now coming under the Greg Cycle sign. Behind him is Billy Taylor, the rider sitting in second right now with 13. The orange helmet of Ben Rackness has got 7 points, sitting in third. Kaiser with the blue helmet right next to him now, coming up around his right-hand side, sitting in fourth with 3. Still on his way for 5 more is Ulrich. And it'll be Kaiser finding the 3 this time. Taylor for 2 more and 1 for Rackness. Points as I have it unofficially is 43 for Ulrich, in the lead. 14 to Billy Taylor in second. Third place, Ben Rackness with 8 points, and Henry Kaiser getting closer now with that 3 points. He now has 6, sitting in fourth. Our unofficial points totals. Seeing 9 to go, and our group of 4 here is the front of the race, the ones that just came across the finish line, being led out by the race leader. He's not going to get away from these guys just yet, and he did put out a huge effort to already lap them. Looked like he might try to do it, but that was him just setting up for the 5 points in that sprint. Who knows, maybe he'll try again here in a couple laps. Chasing group here seeing 9 to go. Leaders coming through here. They've got 2 sprints left. Don't forget the last one's worth double. Kaiser and Rackness setting themselves up for an interesting finish for third place. Even Taylor, now that he finds himself in this group, might be trying to fight off the Jerry Baker Jr. duo for second place, which he currently is protecting, the rider in that light blue kit. With 2 sprints remaining, those positions could certainly change. Ulrich certainly safe in first after having lapped the field. Seven to go. The leaders looking at each other, trying to figure out how this one's going to go. Again, besides Ulrich, the dark blue kit that's now in the back position there, the points are actually pretty close in this field. The rider at the front of the group right now, the light blue, has 14. Rackness with the orange helmet has 8. Kaiser with the blue helmet has 6. So the points are relatively close with 2 sprints left. This could change quite a bit, so we'll see how they ride this next one. They'll be hearing the bell soon. Three ride up. Ulrich says, sure, I'll go. Bell's ringing. 6 to go. The penultimate sprint now getting underway with Ulrich on the front. Lined up conveniently in their current points order as they came through the finish line there. He's got one still lined up here as Kaiser's going to try to find some room to move over the right-hand side, but not getting quite enough speed yet to overtake Ulrich and Taylor. Oh, Taylor has a window now to move up to his right. He's going to try to challenge as well. Taylor will find the 5. Ulrich will find 3. Rackness for 2. Kaiser for 1. So they actually all fortify their positions pretty well with that finishing order. Billy Taylor adding 5 more, moves up to 19 and has a pretty good lead over the Jerry Baker Jr. riders for second place. Rackness moves up to 10 points, still in third. Kaiser picks up another and moves up to 7 points, also still in fourth. So the order has not changed. Last sprint worth double points are going to go 10, 6, 4, and 2. So depending on how that goes, we could still see a change in the finishing order. That'll be less likely if the 10 points start to roll away from the rest of them. So here goes 1 and 2 in the race right now. They're going to try to break away as Ulrich with Taylor now seeing 3 to go. Don't even let the other guys sprint against you. Ulrich's already got first wrapped up, but Billy Taylor being smart here, matching Ulrich's speed. He says, if I get away from those guys, I can guarantee my finishing position too. Make sure I get second place in this one. The only scenario then we're watching for in the back is if somehow one of the riders in this field were to keep Rackness out of the points and Kaiser was to be able to find the 4 points, then that position would flip-flop from third to fourth and fourth to third. But otherwise, it looks like we're pretty much locked in here. We'll see how the final lap goes. With 2 to go now for our leaders. The pack seeing 2 to go as well. A lot of things to follow. I know that field has a couple riders that are not on the same lap as the leaders. So they already have been marked down for the minus 20 points as they've been lapped. The riders at the front of that field right now, the one with the blue helmet and the one with the orange helmet for the Jerry Baker Jr.'s team, are still on the same lap. Here it comes. 1 to go for the leaders. 1 to go. Taylor and Ulrich getting the 1 to go, and here comes our field on their final lap as well. 1 to go. 1 to go. So our lead two dancing around a little bit. Ulrich looking like he's got enough to just close this one out. And Taylor coming in for the 6 points. Ulrich with a nice big sprint. Doesn't give the opportunity the opening. He'll find another 10. An impressive win. Big sprint coming out of turn 4. Here they go. The Jerry Baker Juniors going against each other. It's Rackness with a nice turn of speed at the last second. Kaiser will find 2 points in the sprint. Rackness will find 4. Taylor grabs 6, and our winner gets another 10. I believe his points total ends up right around 56. Don't forget to hang out for our group photo. We got 1 race left to go. It's a 25-lap event, a 5x5 for our junior women. Getting very close here. We appreciate you all hanging out with us. We're going to call up our junior women to the rail for their last race. Our junior women to the rail, please, for the points race. Junior women to the rail for the points race. Thank you. Just saw that race a moment ago. Exciting one for our junior men. The same format here for our junior women. A 25-lap, 5x5 points race. 5, 3, 2, and 1 to the leaders on those sprint laps. 10, 6, 4, and 2 on the final lap. This the final competition for our junior women. And the end of the Junior National Cup. Following this race, we'll have a couple of award ceremonies, recognizing all the great efforts of our competitors today. Beverage Garden's still open. Come over and grab some merchandise. You can hang out with us for the next several minutes and enjoy not only what should be a fun last race, but celebrate with us following the finish of this one. And there's the whistle. Race underway. You remember how much fun it was to watch our 11 through 14-year-olds do a crawl. We've got one more in there to give us time to finalize our results and have a little bit more fun and put a smile on everybody's faces. We're going to ask our 15 to 18-year-olds to do a crawl as well, so we look forward to seeing that. That will be exciting. Next Friday and Saturday, the track is going to be operating on another Friday-Saturday schedule as our kickoff event. Coming back to the track again. We started the tradition a number of years ago, and folks liked it well enough. We have a whole weekend of racing, much like you saw here, except it's going to be with our full crew. We've got competitors in all of our categories going to come out and race a whole host of different types of race formats. 7 p.m. racing still on Friday, 6 p.m. on Saturday. Lots of great stuff to see in those events. The Beverage Garden will be open. Food trucks joining us as well. So the full host of excitement for Friday night experience will be on display. We'll be sure to be streaming the action as well. So if you unfortunately could not join us in person, we will happily host and share with you the excitement from afar on our streaming services. Again, that's next weekend, the kickoff event, getting the regular season started up. The only difference between the regular season and the preseason, of course, the biggest thing is we'll start tracking the season points for our Leaders Series for over the course of the entire season. So stay tuned for that next week, our regular season kickoff event. A couple laps already down here in this race, and they will hear a bell at 21 to go. They just saw 23, so we're getting close. 6 riders in this field. And again, a wonderfully diverse set of competitors in the 15 to 18-year-old junior women coming from all over the place. We got riders from Phoenix, Arizona, from Texas coming here. Not in this field, but one of our sprinters coming here from Michigan. All coming and traveling up here to Redmond to compete in this Junior National Track Cup. 22 on the cards. 22 laps remain. One of our riders out of Houston, Texas for Northwest Cycling Club was Paige Ziska there riding along the rail, leading us out. It's Heidi Martin now going to be the one to dive down for Jack Rue Racing and brings most of the field with her. They are not wanting to see her get away just yet. Our first sprint underway. Points next time. 5 through 2 and 1 to the leaders. Coming out of the turn, it's Kelly Darlene leading out the sprint currently. And it looks like Martin will be able to hold on for the 3. McKee will find 2. It looks like Ziska may be picking up the 1 point. Pretty effectively holding her in place as Martin didn't give McKee anywhere to go. Thank you very much for the correction. TCNF legal competitor Lauren Zienhardt, not McKee. So our race leader right now looks like it's going to be Kelly Darlene for Jerry Baker Jr.'s team. Jack Rue rider Heidi Martin sitting in second with 3. Lauren Zienhardt in second, our Portland rider for TCNF legal team. And finally, Paige Ziska picked up 1, Northwest Cycling Club, our rider with in 4th place. So this group's staying together pretty well through the first couple of laps. 1 sprint completed. And our current race leader is also the winner of the Omnium, the rider that just got up to the front, rolls up to the right. She's got kind of that yellow-colored full disc rear wheel. Setting a statement early and reminding everybody that she would like to try to win one more here today after having done so well in the Omnium yesterday. Heidi Martin for Jack Rue back at the front, trying to re-accelerate the group. Zienhardt will match, and they're off and away. So another quick lap coming up. The next bell's at 16 to go. Before we go every which way with our award ceremonies and starting to close down shop and getting distracted by eating some pizza, enjoying some beverages, special shout out to a couple of our folks around here. I just want to put our hands together for all of our volunteers that have helped make this happen. So if we could put our hands together and say thank you to the volunteers at this event that have put in a lot of time. We appreciate you so much for helping today and yesterday. Lots of man and woman hours being put in. Heck, I even see El Presidente at the lap cards, doing his time. You can never be overqualified for lap cards. And our group waiting for it. There's the bell. Ziska, one of the riders with a point, is the rider at the front. The Houston, Texas rider accelerates across that finish line. She has 400 meters to get back to it and try to pick up some points. Maneuvering through the group. Here comes Darlene looking for some room. She brings with her a whole lineup of riders. Zienhardt and Martin right there with her. Ziska still holding on for points. Coming out of the turn, it's Darlene. Zeenhart's not going to be boxed in this time. She can find some points here. 5 for Zeenhart, 3 for Darlene, 2 for Martin, and looks like 1 more for Ziska. Unofficial race leader, Kelly Darlene with 8. Zeenhart sitting in second with 7. In third right now, Heidi Martin with 5. 2 riders with 2 apiece is Ziska and she's not even in the race. Ziska with 2. That's what you get for scratching out a number. Here we go. 14 laps remain. And the lead's pretty close here. Our top rider is only 3 points separating them. 8 to Darlene, 7 to Zeenhart, and 5 to Martin. So it's anybody's race still. Quick pace starting to thin the ranks a little bit. So this group of 4 are the riders that have been the most active here in the race and the ones with all the points currently. So here are our top 4 as it stands, are also this field of 4 riders at 13 to go. Ziska and crew sitting up enough to actually allow for Gibson to come back into this one along with Duncan. So we got a larger field now, all coming back together again. 12 to go. Bell next lap. 3 sprints remain to sort this one out. And at the top of the field again, we've got just a few points separating the leaders. Down the back straight, everyone bunching up, getting ready for this one, using up the right part of the track again. Waiting for the move as the bell rings. Still everybody's taking their time, waiting for somebody to jump this one up the top speed. The inner position there is Ziska. Martin and Darlene make up that front edge of 3 riders. Nobody wanting to go below the blue line still as we're waiting to get up to top speed. Now the field will slowly sweep their way down to the left as they all quickly accelerate to top speed. It'll be Martin leading things out through the turn. Darlene on her side. Zeenhart right behind. It's Martin coming out of the turn at the front. Jack Rue trying to find the front for the first time. Looks like she will. Darlene will get 3 more. Zeenhart will get 2. And Ziska yet again will find 1. It continues to be extraordinarily close. In fact, the way that worked could not have kept it closer. There's no way you could have done it otherwise. It's Darlene with 11, Martin with 10, Zeenhart with 9. So only 2 points separating the top 3 positions now. So it just keeps on getting a little bit tighter between our leaders. Top 3 again, Kelly Darlene with 11, Heidi Martin with 10, and Lauren Zeenhart with 9. 4th place rider Ziska's got 3. They're showing 9 to go on the lap cards. Exciting race here for the top 3 in our points race. We'll have to see how this goes. Still only 2 sprints remain. Martin will take that sprinter's lane, the vacant sprinter's lane. We're going to be seeing 7 to go. Bit of a false acceleration there, just enough to get us up to speed, and then we'll sweep it back up again. 7 to go. The short lane is open. The whole track is open here. At 6 to go next time. They're going to be hearing the bell. Who's going to be coming through here at the front? Kelly Darlene just kind of casually finds herself at the front of this one. On deck is the crawl for our 15 through 18-year-olds. So that's coming up in a few short laps here. Bell's ringing. Points next time. Only 2 sprints remain. The top of the race is very close. Ziska trying to change things up. We'll take the dive here to start this sprint. See if she can stay there. And it looks like Darlene finding the running room down the back straight to match the speed and overtake. It's now Martin and Zeenhart chasing up. Our top 3, only a point separating these positions. This is important here for the finishing places. It'll be Martin doing a good job through the turn. She'll overtake Darlene. So Darlene will get 3 more. Well, Zeenhart picked up 2 more. We have a new race leader following that sprint. Unofficially, it's Heidi Martin with 15 in the lead. Kelly Darlene moves into second place with 14 points. In third is Lauren Zeenhart with 11. And in fourth is Paige Ziska now with 4 points. Those numbers confirmed as matching what our officials have as well. So our top of the race has continued to be very interesting. Heidi Martin finds herself in the lead. Keeping it close, though, is Darlene, only 1 point off the lead. 15 and 14 are 2 leaders. Lauren Zeenhart is also right there in the middle of it. She's got 11 for third place right now, and we have to remember the final sprint is worth double. So a lot could change here in the top 3 positions. And they're building the tension here, the anticipation. Seeing 3 to go. The short way around the track still wide open as everybody's waiting for their time to dive in it. Next time they'll see 2 to go. Martin is the rider at the orange-colored sleeves and the gray kit for Jackaroo Racing. She's in the middle near the front. She's the current leader in the field with 15 points. At the back of the group, right along the rail with the yellow disc, is Kelly Darlene sitting in second with 14 points. Zeenhart's got the blue kit and the white helmet. She's just in front of Kelly, sitting in third with 11 points. The Portland, Oregon rider. Keeping it close here for the top 3. Coming into 2 to go. Same in all for that last lap as they're continuing to be along the rail. We'll expect a blistering finish. 2 to go. Our group staying together. They're going to be coming into the bell lap. The final sprint upcoming. The 10, 6, 4, and 2 at the line. Pressure coming from the whole field as they begin to edge towards that finish line. And now they are up to speed. Crossing the finish line, Darlene will take the front position. Our winner of the Omnium yesterday trying to win it on a 400-meter sprint. Can she hold on? Heidi Martin, our current race leader, has won a lot of sprints that look just like this, sitting in second wheel behind Darlene. Can she do it again? As Darlene serving maybe as a bit of a lead out here. Martin's got to find enough speed to take her. The last sprint of this event. And the last sprint for our women's competition. Here they come, Martin, Darlene, Martin, Darlene. Martin will find it. Darlene will find second place. Zenart will find the third place across the line, and that is also going to be their order in how they finish the race. Martin, our winner in the points race today. Unofficially, I should add. I say it with such authority. I got to be careful. Martin, our unofficial winner there in both that last sprint and the overall race. Second place will be Darlene unofficially, and third, Zenart. All right, all competitors of the 15 to 18-year-old Marymore Crawl can come on onto the track and head over towards turn 4. Get up along the rail and we'll get you started over there. Again, we're going to do one more crawl today while we finish tabulating out all of the finishing results. We'll do one more award ceremony for our scratch and Kieran's. Excuse me, our points in our Kieran's for the 15 through 18-year-olds. We'll give out those top 3 places shortly. One more crawl to go. We got a few more coming around the track that are going to join in on this, so we'll let them get around and then come up to the rail and join in. More riders than we usually get on a Friday night joining in for the crawl here as we got all of our 15 to 18-year-old competitors coming up. Look at the size of this group. As a reminder, they're going to be staying behind the finish line until the bell rings. Can't touch their foot down, can't lean on anybody, can't exit the racing surface. They have to just stay in between the rail and the blue line without crossing the finish line until the bell rings. Looks like one more is going to be walking up to join us here. Getting close to starting. Once again, to win this one, you get a bonus $20. Whoa. $20 to win, $10 for second place, $5 for third in the crawl. You can already see all the cash lined up on the sides of the track here. All the money's hanging out. They're like, all right, come get it. We got cash on both sides hanging out and dangling over the railing and over the blue line. And here they come. Gunning for the money. Hey, I thought I saw this guy earlier. Joe and JC doubling down. It's on the ground. Who's going to go for that? That's what we should start doing, is just throwing them on the ground for the real veteran track standers. Got a lot of pride in the Jerry Baker Jr.'s team to be good at the Merrymore Crawl. They know it's got their name written all over it. Our local event here. No. Oh. Stay in the side of the blue. Ziska got real close there. Holding on, though. Grant's getting close to that finish line. The bell hasn't rung yet. Oh, Ziska's foot down. Cash in mouth. Boom. More pony. Oh, cross that. Duncan's like, I'm good. I'm good. Maya's just going to roll across that finish line. Still a lot of riders surviving in this one. Billy Taylor to the track stand. Oh, he's on the line. Look at this. Jeez. Whoa. On the line, showing some strength here in the track stand. Living life on the edge. Brandon Hodgins up here for corner 4, still in it. Oh, there's a foot. Oh, no, Billy crosses the line after all that work. Kayla Hankins will also be exiting. We've got our 2 San Diego competitors here, Velosport staying in it. We've got a rider from BC, Canada represent. Elite's now showing up to the front. Oh, we've lost another. 7 have made it this far. Oh, man. Andy Baker watching the clock. He's our official timer here. He's the only one who knows how long the event's going to go for until he gets to ring that bell. He's eyeing the time. No looking. No peeking. Man, 7 still in it. Oh, no. Gilchrist at the last moment there, down to the left side. Down to 6. Ulrich at the front here. Davies for Elite Racing right next door. We got a couple of Jerry Baker Jr. riders still in the group here called Pratis. Pretty close up there. Man, this is a long timer. Oh, finally, there it is. Woo! 6 made it all that time. That's quite the track stand. Sprint is going down the back straight. Here he comes. He showed us what he's got earlier in the cure, and it's Tyler Davies unloading a big 400-meter sprint. Tyler Davies, our Canadian competitor, trying to pick up an extra cash prize. All right, the Merrymore Crawl going the way of British Columbia today with Davies taking it. It's fun stuff. Didn't you did 2 of these? Man, you can't keep him away from it. All right, folks, don't move. This is where we're going to take our photo, so come on over here. Stay here, stay here, stay here. We're going to invite our crawl competitors to come roll around and come back over to the finish line, please. We want our crawl competitors, everybody come back over here. We're going to ask everybody to come to the finish line, please. All of our junior competitors to the finish line. We're going to have all of our competitors come over to the finish line. We're going to come out into the track and take a quick group photo with everybody. Please, all of our junior competitors. throw the kit on and come run out here. You can leave your bike over on the sidelines. Don't need to bring the bike out. Just come on out with just you and your kit and your beaming, smiling faces. Coming onto the track, juniors. All right. We're going to do some podium presentations. All right. Hey, a round of applause for the juniors. Yeah. We're going to give a few more rounds of applause for the top 3 finishers in the Kieran's and our points races. We're waiting on just one more set of results, and I'll announce those soon. So we'll keep the stream rolling for a little longer here, but get our award ceremony included in the action here, and then we'll close things down. So just one more thing for us to do. We'll, again, acknowledge a few more riders, as that is the end of racing. All right, I'm set to do podiums for the Kieran's and the points races. So we're going to do the announcements for first the men Kieran finals, then the women Kieran final, our top 3, followed by the points race for the men, and then the points race for the women. Again, podiums for first our Junior men Kieran finals, followed by the women Kieran finals. Then we'll do the points race for men and then women. So let's head over to the podium and get ourselves set for a quick presentation, and then we'll be able to wrap this thing up. First, our junior men Kieran's finals, our top 3 finishers. In third place, Ian Ulrich. In second place, getting the silver medal, Jean-Luc Galatello. And your champion in the men's Kieran today, from Vancouver, British Columbia, Tyler Davis. Congratulations to our junior men Kieran champs. Up next, our women Kieran finals, top 3. In third place, our bronze medalist, Kelly Darlene. In second, grabbing the silver medal, Kayla Hankins. And on top of our women's Kieran competition today, the gold medalist, McKenna McKee. Congratulations to our women Kieran's champs. On to the points race. First, our junior men. Points race champion, our top 3. In third place, getting the bronze medal, Benjamin Rackness. In second, our silver medalist, Billy Taylor. And your champion today, riding for Team Velosport, getting the gold medal, Ian Ulrich. And congratulations to our junior men champs in the points race. And finally, our junior women's points race top 3 finishers. On our podium today in third place for the bronze medal, Lauren Zienhardt. In second place, our silver medalist, Kelly Darlene. And your champion today in the junior women's points race, gold medalist, Heidi Martin. And that should just about wrap things up, as we again appreciate so much, especially our out-of-towners, for taking the time to book the flights, get that hotel room or the homestay figured out, get all the way up here to Redmond, Washington, and join us for this exciting weekend of racing. It would not have been this level of race and excitement and fun that we had if we didn't have some great competitors traveling here to join us. So our thanks to you. Our thanks to USA Cycling for partnering with the Jerry Baker Memorial Velodrome and helping to make this happen. Another round of thanks to all of our sponsors and our friends in the community to help make racing here a possibility, many of which you can see right there along our home straight and all their banners, and all these companies that have stepped up in massive ways to help support racing in the future of the sport here and in future weeks as well. Again, our thanks to our officials, our volunteers, and everybody behind the scenes that helps make racing happen every single week. We'll have some more awesome racing going on next week, as we'll have our season opener. We're going to do a kickoff event and a weekend of racing, so we hope to see a lot of you back again for that fun. Hang out with us, enjoy the remaining pizza that's there. Our beverage garden's still open. Thanks to those that tuned in online to watch the racing. We appreciate every single one of you, and we look forward to seeing you again here at the Jerry Baker Memorial Velodrome.